Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Today we're continuing in Ephesians 6:17. We're talking about that whole armor that we are supposed to put on to stand against the wiles of the devil. Yesterday we started talking about a very important piece of that armor, and that is in verse 17, the helmet of our salvation. Now, what is this helmet? Well, yesterday we mentioned, of course, it is not getting saved again. No, we don't get saved again every day. We're already saved. We mentioned that yesterday. So what is it? Well, the helmet of our salvation is our assurance and our hope. It's the confidence that we belong to Jesus Christ. Remember yesterday we said Satan shoots two darts at our heads that are very powerful, and that is the dart of discouragement and the dart of doubt. And so this is so true because Satan often whispers, and that's his darts, his throwing his thoughts into our minds. And remember, the armor of the helmet is the protection of our mind against the lies of the devil. And he says to us, and he loves to whisper, God is tired of you. You've failed too many times. If you were really saved, you wouldn't struggle like this. God can't use you anymore. I can't tell you, one of the greatest servants of God I've ever known would get discouraged after a great ministry of service and come home and say, God's through with me. God doesn't want to use me anymore. That's a devil's lie. The devil says you'll never change. You'll never finish well. God has abandoned you. Don't let the devil's lie come into your mind. When you are discouraged and doubt settles in, they don't just affect your emotions, they affect your obedience, they affect your worship, they affect your ability to serve. And before long, a Christian who should be standing is one who is retreating. That's why the helmet of salvation is tied to hope. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 8, Paul calls it the hope of salvation. You see, in other words, our helmet of salvation is the settled confidence that God has saved us, is saving us, and will finish what He started. My life's verse has always been, from the few first months I got saved, Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, being confident of this very thing, that He, God, who has begun the good work in you, He will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. Oh, my friend, that's the helmet of our salvation. We're confident that God, who began that work, will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. As we continue just talking about this aspect of the armor that we put on, Peter, boy, he knew about discouragement. He knew about failure. He knew about Satan lying to him. Jesus had even told him, get behind me, Satan. Why? Satan was trying to use thoughts in Peter's mind to keep Jesus from going to the cross. And so Peter writes in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who according to His abundant mercy has begotten us again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that does not fade away, reserved in heaven for you. And here it is, verse 5, who are kept by the power of God through faith for salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. Then he went on to say, even when you're getting knocked down and you're being tried and you're going through fire, he says in verse 8, now, oh my friend, we will be tested by fire, but we will be found to praise and honor and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ, whom having not seen you love, though now you do not see Him, yet believing, you rejoice with joy inexpressible and full of glory. And here it is again, receiving the end of your faith, the salvation of your soul. My friend, you are saved. You have confidence in that salvation. We'll talk more about that. But it's the hope of your salvation that you're putting on daily to keep your protection strong against the attacks of the lies of the evil one, throwing it into your mind to discourage you and to cause you to doubt the goodness and love and the grace and mercy of God. Well, God bless you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.